This is the Marketing Boss Podcast, where today's top marketing professionals reveal their best tips, tools, and strategies. And we all become better leaders because of it. And here's your host, video marketing expert, Parshell Houghton.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Marketing Boss Podcast. I'm Parshell. Thank you so much for being here with us again today. You guys, I'm really excited about our guest today because she is going to show us some really interesting information to really get to the nitty-gritty of testimonials, how to get them and how to use them in your marketing. I'm really excited. So today our guest is Teresa Clark. She's the CMO of On Fire Reviews. People tend to call her a maverick, if you will. She creates ideas from scratch, and implementing them is what really gets her going. And it makes her day when people that she meets says, I had the pleasure of speaking with TC and learned something new from her. So I'm really excited to have her with us today. TC, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. By the way, TC also stands for Too Cute and Totally Crazy.
I know. I love it. So before we jump to the interview, I really want to thank those who've connected with me so far on social media and with the podcast. If you guys want to connect, find me, Parshell Houghton, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Also be sure to join our LinkedIn group. It's a private group called the Marketing Boss Club. That's where marketing professionals like you and me can collaborate and grow together. So again, join the group. That's the Marketing Boss Club on LinkedIn. So with that said, you guys, let's jump straight into the interview with TC. TC, I'm really excited about this. Testimonials has been a huge aspect for us in business and how we continue to show that we're credible, that we can do what we say we can do. And it's just been really powerful for us, even in closing business for us. So before we jump into that stuff, could you share with us a little bit about how you got started in marketing, just to give us some background?
Yeah, okay. We were an online company. And as you know, when you do online, you have to have content every day. And one of our clients was an auto broker. And I told him if I had to write one more article about cars, it was going to hurt him. And he had over 200 clients. So I said, well, let me call your clients to get content for the internet. After I started calling them, we realized, oh my gosh, we really know how to get people to say quotes. Now, a compliment says you're awesome. A quote says why. And so that's how we started to interview people, and we create a video from the conversation.
Nice. I love that. I mean, I love how you can capture those moments right then and there and repurpose them and allow them to work. So let's get further into how people can actually gather these testimonials. I know from time to time that can be a bit of a challenge, or it becomes, in hindsight, something that we typically forget to do. We don't think to actually get the testimonials. Could you go ahead and share some? I know you have some great things to share about how we can actually get testimonials from our previous clients.
Well, here's the interesting thing. First of all, the more somebody likes you, the more they put off writing your testimonial. And the reason is they want to get it perfect. Also, for those of us to sit down and write a testimonial takes a while. And so we found that the fastest way to get a testimonial is a phone call and record the phone call. Because, for example, one of our clients, his clients are doctors getting out of school, resident doctors, can you imagine? And they wanted to give them a testimonial, but they didn't have the time. But they had a time for a 5-minute phone call. So we called them and we interviewed them. The second part of that is when a third party calls somebody and gets a testimonial, it's a lot easier. Because basically what you're telling your client is to tell me why I'm awesome. And they end up giving you a lot of compliments. And if you really want the quote, you got to dig. So to dig with that, then what happens is you're basically saying, tell me more why I'm awesome. And that can get a little awkward if you're asking them directly. But a third party can do that. So the first thing that we tell everybody is to brainstorm on specifically what do you want your clients to say. Do it with your staff, other businesses, clients, people that refer you. Figure out what do you want people to say. And, some of the questions that we always tell people to ask themselves is, what would a perfect review say? Why are your clients choosing you? What makes you different? Why should I use you instead of your competition? Those kind of things. Now you're going to call the client. And when you call the client, the first thing you want to do is ask open-ended questions. So we always start it with, tell us about your experience, and then we shut up. We want to make it a conversation, not a survey. Then after you let them talk without interruption, let them go, okay? Then you're going to say what we call, we say lead the witness. And what we mean by lead the witness is, so for example, let's just say you want people to talk about what results they're getting. So the way we say is we'll go, we hear from other clients that the results they're getting is phenomenal. Can you tell me your story? And so that gets them talking about that, in their words. Because you don't want to, a lot of people will ask you, say, would you write a testimonial for me? That's very awkward. We want their words because you can use the same leading question with 10 different people and get 10 different answers.
That's very true. And I really like the fact that you said before you go to ask, before you even have that conversation with the client, to really know what is it that you want, what's the perfect review. And that really, I love that because it sets up for you to get the very best quote, if you will, from them, not just compliments and not just the awkwardness of, having that conversation with them. But I think that's absolutely perfect. And that really speaks a lot to, really getting to the meat of what it is that we want from the testimonial by knowing what it is that we want up front.
And the most important thing about that, I'm going to go back to that for one thing. Please brainstorm it verbally with other people. Do not try to just sit down and look at a piece of paper.
Why do you say that?
Because most of us, if I asked you specifically, why people buy, so for most of our clients, they'll tell us certain things. And we find that the things they think that people buy from them are not really why people buy. And here's why. I have a client that sells the toys, all the tchotchkes, all right? Mm-hmm. And she's been doing it for over 25 years. And she has never missed an event date. I'm sorry, she missed one. There was a hurricane in 25 years. Now, that's not in her marketing. And the reason it's not in her marketing because that's just how she does business. Now, in her industry, that's unheard of. So if you sit down yourself and try to write why people buy from you, you're going to find that the things you're going to write aren't going to be the real reasons. If you brainstorm with maybe somebody who refers you a lot, maybe brainstorm with even one of your best clients, or your staff, or your customer service people who are actually talking to the clients, you're going to find some other things come up that you didn't even think about. The other reason that you're going to ask an open-ended question is tell us about your experience, is you're going to get things that you didn't even know. So I'll give you an example. We have a child care company that we worked with, child care. And when we asked that question, every single person said, my kids never get sick. At their old child care place, they got sick all the time. That's huge. That's such a big quote, right? But they didn't even know it. It's just they're like crazy about everybody washing their hands and keeping everything clean. And, that's just part of who they are. So that is why it's so important to brainstorm first and brainstorm verbally so that you get better ideas.
Yeah, I love that. Now, this is a quick aside. Have you ever had any experiences where, you as with On Fire Reviews go through your process and you get on the phone with one of their clients or one of your clients' and when you prep them leading the witness, it didn't go the direction that you thought?
It's really, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's really easy. So if we say, we heard from other people, right? And the person says, no, that's not me. Oh, we just said we're asking you that to jiggle your brain. The reason that we say we heard from other people is if you ask them directly and they say no, then what happens is you have shut them down. But if you say, I heard from others this, then that gives them the ability to say, oh, well, that didn't affect, nope, I didn't see that. Oh, no problem. How about this? And you just move to the next thing. The wonderful thing about the phone call is you will get about, out of a 5 to 10 minute phone call, you'll get 1 to 2 minutes of good quotes. You just cut the rest of it out.
I see. So you're really just going for the gold or the best,
right?
The best from it. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking for those quotes. And what we do is we record the call. We always say you don't mind if we record the call so we don't have to take notes. Very rarely do we have anybody have any problem. If they do, we just don't interview them. And then we send it to a transcriber because we want to use their exact words. And then we can look through the transcriber and pick out the nuggets, the gems, the quotes. So you might lead somebody 4, 5, 6 times and get only a couple good quotes. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is we always end the call this way, okay, is, this company is excited to use parts of this conversation in their marketing, so we get them to approve that they can use it for the marketing. And we'll say, so if you would, say this phrase and finish it. You should use the name of the company because, and then they finish it for us. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. 90% of the time, they'll give us a great quote right there. But we ask it at the end. The other thing is if you're going to ask a money question, what are your results? What was your ROI? Any of those, you ask those at the end. You want to prime them for all the nice things that they're saying, and then when you bring that at the end, it just comes together. Never start with your money question first. So, we hear from other people that this marketing, so for example, we know that other people, Rose Marketing, has unique ideas. Can you tell me about that?
Mm-hmm.
You see, we hear from other people that the site staff's chat people are really educated and know how to close that appointment. So we'll have very specific things that we will have, and we do those first before.
Gotcha. Absolutely love that. That process is gold. I hope everybody's taking notes because this is really really good. Either if you guys yourselves collect your testimonials or you guys reach out to TC to help you with that. This is really a huge value add to help you close more business. So TC, so now that we've gathered the testimonials, what is your process and what do you strongly advise for how we can actually utilize them?
Okay, so I'm going to give you lots of different ideas. First of all, I will tell you that Facebook is good. And the reason is one of our clients, the exercise coach, he put on a video and he got over 2,000 unique views, organic views. Now, normally his is about 300. Then he boosted and got another 2,600. People love to share stories. And so when you get a correct quotes, they're told in a story format, because remember, we're saying, tell us about it. They'll tell you the story. They won't just say, like for example, when you say, this marketing company gave you, unique ideas. They'll say, oh yes, well here's a unique idea they gave us. And even if they don't say, the interviewer will say, oh, can you give me an example? See, remember, because it's a third party, the ability to dig, it's not awkward. Can you tell me more about that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can keep going back to that. The other thing is that you can listen to when you ask somebody, tell me about your experience. You can hear where their hot buttons are. When they're finished talking, you can say, well, tell me more about this one, or tell me more about that. Okay, so go back to Facebook, is when you have a story, people tend to share those more. So that, and if you tag that person, they end up sharing it on their feed. And that gets you free advertising.
Yes, absolutely.
The second way, well, there's lots of ways of doing this, but another one is websites. So what I explain to people is this. Always have your testimonial, we call them topic videos. So what a topic video is, it's different clients' quotes. So most of our clients have 5, 10, even 15. I have one client has 30 videos. We took the best quotes out of all of those and created a 1 to 2 minute video. And that's the video that he puts on his front page of his website. So you see why. So that's the first thing. The second thing is take your quotes and put them in your website instead of you saying something yourself, or at least reinforce it. So if you make a statement about yourself, reinforce it with a quote from a client. And what I mean by a quote is 1 to 2 sentences, not the whole paragraph, not the whole, just, so if you're saying that, let's go back to childcare. If you're saying that your staff is extremely educated, instead of just saying that, underneath, have a couple quotes from parents who say how great the staff is. Can you see how powerful that is?
Absolutely.
And you put that all over your website.
Mm-hmm.
So you sprinkle it everywhere. The same thing with presentations. The same thing with any time you're contacting the client, whether it's a brochure, an email. Another way is email signatures. What we do is we put one in our email signature and we trade it out every week or so, so that you see a different quote on the email signature. If you use direct mail, there's another way of doing it. Again, the best piece of a direct mail is when you're just using what the clients say. So instead of making statements, so for example, with the exercise coach, you go there only 20 minutes twice a week, and it says you're going to get results. Yeah, like I believe you. All right? But you put seriously, but you put down there 10 different people that are telling you that they got results with only going twice a week. Well, now I'm like, okay, that's the difference. So that's really important. The other thing is, networking. So like us, what you do is a little hard to explain. 30 seconds. So when you meet somebody with networking, instead of me trying to explain what we do, I say, hey, why don't I just send you a video, it's about a minute or so, of what our clients are saying. Most people say yes. I get their business card. I send them an email, and also it gives me a reason to follow up.
Absolutely. This is really, really good. I like it because you're hitting the prospects or the people that are coming to their site or engaging with them on the front end and throughout the process. Because, as you mentioned before, when it comes to actually closing the sale or what have you, that's another part of the process or part of that prospect's journey that the testimonial can serve to push them further along. So it's great because these, I guess essentially the ways that you're saying that these testimonials can be used are at multiple touch points along the prospect's journey, which I think is great. And
that's why topic videos are so critical. So, For example, we have a client that's called Firevert. He was on Shark Tank, by the way. And what he does is you plug this piece into the wall, and then you plug in the stove. And if the smoke detector goes off, the stove turns off. Now, his clientele are big complexes, like senior complexes, apartment complexes. And he has, I think, probably around 12 topic videos at least, maybe more. And so when his salespeople touch, each time they touch somebody, when they call him, that's an awkward call. It's like, are you ready to buy yet call? Instead of saying that, or a version of that, they say, hey, did you get to see the video? Now, even if they say, no, I didn't see the video, that's okay. Because, it was one of our clients who said this. It was another client who said that. The other thing that you can do with topic videos is he has a couple companies that he's working with that have like 500 properties. So we're creating topic videos with just people that he has sold in there. So now when he sends it up to the top ranking people, he's able to say, here's what your people are saying. He can also tie it down to specific industries. So your topic videos can get really tight. The other thing is reference requests. For B2B clients who don't have hundreds and hundreds of clients, one of the challenges they have is a prospect will want to talk to their current clients. and they get what we call referral fatigue. Not only that, trying to get the prospect and the client together, that slows the sales process up. So what they do is they provide them with a video, and they basically say, in terms of providing references, we're going to send you over our video testimonial, audio and video testimonial, right? Now, once you check these out, if you still want to talk with someone, we can arrange it. But we try not to ask our current clients to provide live references unless it's necessary, and we'll extend the same courtesy to you when you become our client. This has been very effective for them.
Yeah.
And it really shortens that sales process down for them.
That's awesome.
Another way to do this is motivating staff. And by staff, I mean yourself, too. Okay? We all have the day that you wake up and, why am I doing this? Or maybe I'm the only person on the planet who's ever had that day. Listening to your call really revitalizes you and revitalizes your staff. So we say, we have a dentist office, and when they have their staff meetings, they listen to a call. And it really makes them feel, wow. Because here's the reason that we tell people that, the audio, which we create a video out of, is so critical. You have the emotional connection. You can hear the person's voice. You can hear the person talking. I was so afraid to go to the dentist. I kept putting it off, and things got to the point where I had to go in. And now I'm not scared anymore. When you hear them talking that way, that makes it totally, completely different.
That's interesting. So you guys, in your actual video, you're using the audio from the call?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
Okay.
Our videos are basically, we take the quotes out of the interview, and then we create a video with text and pictures and moving parts.
I love that.
Now, don't get me wrong. We tell everybody, video of the person's better. We will never say that this is better than that. But here's some things that it does do. Number one, some people just aren't good in front of a camera. Second of all, some people you're never going to get in front of a camera. You can get them to do a 5-minute phone call, but to get them in front of a camera or to write it up, that's probably not going to happen. Right. So the other thing is, a lot of people are hard of hearing. And seeing the text on the screen has been very interesting. How many of our clients have told us, ooh, I like that.
Yes.
And then the other thing that we tell our clients is we provide them all the audio clips. So when they get videos done of their office, or they get do a radio ad or a podcast, they have the cleaned up audio.
I see.
So that you have that so you can use it.
That's a great idea. And, another question comes to mind, TC, is centered around, of course, other review sites like Yelp, Google Places or Google Reviews, and even Facebook in terms of where you can leave a review for people or for different companies. Is there a way that you're also advising or helping these clients who are giving great testimonies over the phone to then also maybe have that added to their Google site or to their Yelp page, things like that?
So what we suggest to our clients, and we find that if they send it, it's better than if we send it, is after it's typed up, because remember, you're also getting the testimonial typed up, the text. So they'll email them the text with the link, and then all the client has to do is cut and paste. And so sometimes the reason we don't do the Yelp and we don't do all those things is we don't know what to write.
Mm-hmm.
We know, but it's hard to get it down on paper. And so when you remember, we're using their exact words. So when you send that to them, these are the exact things that they said. And we make sure that it looks really great. So we take out the you-knows and all of that, and so they can just copy and paste.
Wow. That makes it very easier as well. They can just take 2 seconds, literally, click the link and copy and paste. I mean, it's making it easier for them to help you, which, if that's planned out correctly, I can see that really adds to the value of what you guys do and the process period.
Yeah, our clients are doing that with it. They're doing all kinds of things. We have different clients that, okay, here's another one. We all want people to refer us. The challenge is people don't have time to tell everybody what we do. And I don't care if you're a dentist, and I don't care if you do something like what we do that's very unique. To try to tell somebody why to go to my dentist is weird.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a video, though, of people telling why to go to my dentist, it's a lot easier for me to refer them because all I have to do is pass the video along. So our clients are using it to get referrals. Also, they'll have referral partners, people that refer them all the time. So most of our clients truly are B2B. And most B2B, there's a lot of referrals going back and forth. It makes it a lot easier for someone to refer you if you have a video telling their person that they're trying to refer you why. And they can use that. Give them the tools. We say the more tools you have to help your peeps, refer you, the easier it's for them. So think about it. If you have to refer somebody and you have to think of what to write in the email and, what am I going to say, why should they go to them? Or you can say, hey, these people you need to talk to, here's what some of their clients are saying.
Right.
See how simple that is?
Yes, it is. It makes it so easy and simple. Another question is, at what point do you recommend that, someone reaches back out to their previous clients, or is there a window of time that it's too late to go back? If the client is from last year or something like that, but you still, you remember them having a great experience. Of course, I'm assuming, of course, best to get the testimonial from the client sooner than later in terms of their excitement after that experience, get them while they're fresh. But is there a window of time that may have passed where it's too late to go back and get quotes or testimonials?
It depends on the industry.
Okay.
So let me give you a couple examples. If you are a landscaper, I will remember why I hired you. If you landscaped my house and you call me 6 months, a year later, I'll get good quotes from them.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If it's something that you see all the time, a dentist, there's never a bad time because I see you every 6 months. If you're B2B, most B2B relationships are continual.
Yes.
So I would say most of the time there isn't. But if you're selling something to somebody, yes, you want to get a hold of them, but a lot of our clients want to wait 3 months. So go back to Firebird. He doesn't want us to call them when they install, for the stoves, because they're not going to have a great story about how it saved lives. And we have a lot of stories from them on how this has saved people's lives. All right? Mm-hmm. But they're not going to have that day one. So we call them about 3 months later.
I see.
And then we might check back with them again. Yeah, it all depends on the industry. And then we might check back again 6 months later. We have different clients that want different times. We even have clients that want us to call right away and then call 6 months later. And we get different quotes.
Okay. That's really interesting because some things, of course, depending on the industry, like you're saying, takes time to really see the benefits of it or to see what has transpired. So that makes total sense. So, TC, I'm really appreciative of your time, and I want to be sensitive to that. But as we begin to wrap up here, I would love to keep talking, honestly. Let's finish up with, what would you leave the audience with in terms of some last pieces of advice that they can use, as well as, how they can reach you if they're interested in continue the conversation with you individually? Okay.
Well, our website is onfirereviews, REVIEWS.com. And my phone number is 719-535-9933. And my email address is tc@onfirecontent.com. What I want to leave you with is this. Number one, testimonials is as critical to you as your website. You can use them multiple ways and multiple times. And you need to get them, period. If you go to our website, I do have an ebook on how to get and use testimonials. You're more than welcome to download that. And I also have a video. But the most thing I tell people is just get them. And if you want to do that yourself, that's great. If you want to use a third party, that's great. But the most important thing is get and use.
I love it. That's awesome, Cece. Thank you so much for being with us today and sharing this insight. I really believe it'll be super valuable to everyone that's listening. So, again, thank you so much.
You have a fabulous day.
Thank you. Well, you guys, that does it for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, remember, a good boss is a good leader. Go out there and serve your gifts to the world because you're the boss. Thanks for tuning in, you guys, and I will see you at the next one.
Thanks so much for listening to the Marketing Boss Podcast with your host, video marketing expert, Herschel Houghton. We'll catch you next time.